Our skin color is determined by 3 pigments. So the first major pigment is melanin, and there are a whole bunch of different types of melanin that are encoded by different genes that can give your skin yellow or brown or black undertones to them. Your skin color can also be affected by keratin, which is a protein or is a pigment that is in our corneum, and you get this from eating a lot of carrots, for example. It can affect color, it can give it a more orangey color. And then your hemoglobin can also give your skin color. So this is the thing that holds the oxygen in your blood. And so if you've got a lot of hemoglobin close to the surface, you're going to get like a flushing or blushing appearance. When you don't, you might have less. If you're having cardiac problems and you're not taking in enough oxygen or holding enough oxygen in your blood, your skin might actually appear a little bit blue from the lack of that. Let's talk about the appendages of our skin, our glands, our hair, and our nails. So all of these arise in our skin. Let's talk about our glands first. So we've got sweat glands and oil glands. These are both types of cutaneous glands, which means skin, so glands of the skin, and they release secretions. Our sebaceous or eccrine glands are going to release secretions via ducts, and they're formed by cells in that stratum basale, the basal layer of our epidermis. Sebaceous glands are oil glands. These are going to release oil or sebum, and these are everywhere except for your palms and your soles. These empty into a hair follicle and work to kill bacteria and lubricate your skin. If you get too much, however, that's how acne can form, an overproduction of sebum. Our eccrine glands are sweat glands, and these are numerous all over your body. Sweat is a mixture of water, salt, vitamin C, those uric waste, as well as lactic acid. And it's got an acidic pH, so a pH of 4 to 6, to help inhibit bacterial growth on your skin. It's released via a pore to your surface, and it also helps regulate heat. So when you get hot, you're going to sweat, and the evaporation of that sweat is going to cool you down. Apical glands are similar, and they're also a type of sweat glands, but they're confined to our axillary and our genital region, axillary meaning armpit. They're larger than eccrine glands, and they have a special type of secretion. So their ducts also empty into hair follicles, but what they're emptying is a secretion of sweat plus fatty acids and proteins. And this is our smelly special sweat. That smell comes not from the fatty acids and proteins themselves, but from the bacteria that are going to eat the secretions and metabolize them. The exact function of apical glands are not really well known. They're thought to be functioning in pheromones, so that smelly secretion might help you attract a mate. But the exact function, not known at this point. Hair is another thing that has lost a lot of its function. It used to be very insulating, so humans used to be covered in hair, and that would keep us warm. And now we have clothes to keep us warm, and so we don't need that hair. And so now they've got very specific functions. It's on our head in part to help guard our head, so a little cushioning over that brain. We have eyelashes to help shield our eyes, and we've got hair in certain parts of our body, like our nose and our ears, to keep particulates out of our air passageways or out of our inner ear. Hair is produced by a hair follicle, so it's a flexible epithelial structure that has a root enclosed in the follicle, and the shaft is the part that projects from the surface. These are also formed from that basal layer of epithelial cells in the matrix of our hair bulb here. And interestingly, we have smooth muscles called erector pili, which make goosebumps. So these will contract to make your hair stand up. And these function in things like keeping you warm, or when you're frightened, they can actually make your skin look a little bit bigger, so they make you appear slightly larger, which when your hair stands up. This is more, again, for our animal function. We see this more in animals, but that's evolutionarily where those come from. Interestingly, some people also can get goosebumps when they have heightened emotions, some music they really like, or they're feeling a lot of feelings. They might also get those goosebumps, and the exact function for that is also not well understood. Finally, we got our nails. So nails are also modifications of our epidermis. The proximal area is responsible for the growth of it, and the cells will then keratinize and die as they move. The dermis here is rich in blood, except for the lanule, which is that little white half-moon shape you see just above your cuticle. If you look into our nail, you can see the free edge of the nail is that part that hangs off the surface. The body of the nail, the cuticle, is attached, covering the root of our nail and our nail matrix. So in this video, we talked about skin color and the appendages of the skin. And in our last video for this chapter, we'll discuss development and homeostatic imbalances.